This episode is an experiential with a brief conversation about harmony and our creative power and our deep freedom. And the experiential is resetting the energetic harmony between you and others and bringing in your energies to yourself for whatever you would like to create. The Embody podcast accompanies you on your journey of remembering and embodying your true nature, integration and alignment with your vibrational clarity, self-love, and living a life of beauty and wholeness. It's a menu of transformative healing tools, experientials, meditations, and practices from a blend of family constellations, somatic therapies, and holistic and spiritual practices, sprinkled with vulnerable conversations with people who have the courage to be themselves, Alive Now episodes with updates on my personal process, and Reverie episodes that are spiritual succulents that honor, reveal, hug, shake, or stir you into love. I'm your host, Candice Wu, integrative and intuitive healing facilitator and artist. If you'd like to jump right into the experiential, you can fast forward and click through to the time marker where the experiential starts. It should be around 11 minutes or so. And you can check out the show notes for the timing of that, or if you're listening on some podcast player, when you click forward, it will go to those next chapters. And you'll hear a little sound where that experiential begins. Well, it's been quite a couple of weeks. I've taken a bit of a break, and I've been harnessing my energy inward quite a bit, all the while the United States has gone through the election process and a bunch of collective experiences are happening, very big experiences. So a lot of energy is moving around. And so whenever you're tuning into this experiential, whether it's in real time or whenever you find it, feel free to connect with whatever fits for you here and leave what doesn't. I just deeply trust that you know exactly what you need for yourself in terms of what you need to do, what you need for your inner world, and what actions to take for yourself or how to be. It is completely your freedom and your choice, which is the topic of today, is harmony and freedom. I believe that harmony at a very deep level is to be completely who we are and in our co-creative power with the universe around us and in the fullness of our power and freedom. And yet we are also where we are as humans and understanding our power. So we are different places of understanding it, different places of exploring pieces of ourselves. And in the place where we can see that everyone is on a different trajectory. Each person has their own journey. Each person has things, actions, feelings that would be a healing step for them or an empowering step for them. Whereas for the next person, that same action or way of being might be the way that's too easy and too comfortable, not the growth area. And that's okay too, depending on what you want and what you want to create in your life or how you want to experience this life. So often I read things that say, this is how you need to be if you want to improve, or this is what you need to do in relationships. And then there are all these unspoken rules of how to interact socially, how to interact in relationship, intimate relationships, friend relationships, family relationships. I just want to blow all those over and crush them. And I have to some degree. And what it's given me is the ability to see that those prescribed ways can be helpful sometimes. I might get pieces of wisdom from them, But as a whole, if I take that on, I don't feel like myself. And I feel that there are pieces of myself that I need to allow to come through or want to explore. And it doesn't always fit in those frameworks. And so stepping into our deeper freedom to explore and create, and by create, to know our powerful creative ferocity, is to understand that it's happening in every single moment, in subtle moments, in simple moments, as well as the big ones. So in this moment, what are you creating for yourself? Are you creating a moment of peace? Are you creating a moment of loving, of acceptance? Are you creating a moment of destruction? Are you creating a moment of allowing the expression of your anger? Are you creating conflict to play with conflict and see what that is? What happens? What if we really own these deeper desires we have, even the destructive ones, even the chaotic ones? The times where you want to fight. What if you really own it and say, this is what I want to experience right now, and I want to see what the outcome is, or I want to see how it feels? So being in harmony with yourself is embracing all of the many ways of being that we can be. That is our fuller creative force, creative power. That includes the light and the dark. That is an integration of it or working with aspects of it. And we may not have it all put together. And so when we see the larger trajectory of our lives, our own lives, and those around us, we can't possibly say that this is the right thing to do across the board or for someone else. Only you know what's for you if you connect with yourself. And that can be a process in its own or in any moment, a process of reconnecting with yourself, or if you're in deep flow with yourself, wherever you are, you know. And that means the next person knows. With what's going on in the world, there's so much of we should act certain ways and we should be certain ways, with racism and anti-racism, with the political sphere, with different things that are trying to break down and create something new, different systems. There's a lot wanting to be seen. There's a lot wanting to be changed. There's a lot wanting to stand still. And each person has their own place in it and are experiencing whatever it is that is for them. When I'm with horses, I'm always reminded of this because I don't try to control each of the horses into doing what I want. Somehow I'm able to do that really well with horses most of the time, not all the time. But if I'm there without an agenda, I can see that this horse just wants to eat. It doesn't want to come say hi or anything, or this horse wants to run around and this horse wants to get really close to me. And this horse wants to kick the other horse. And there's just this freedom of everyone doing what they feel is right to do for themselves. There's also the collective experience of the herd that is the undertone of everything. But I'm particularly noticing that each horse is congruent with themselves. And there's a deeper resonance of connection around them. And if they want to eat that plant, that salad, nature salad, they'll go and do it. They'll take what they need or want. They'll respect who's in their hierarchy if they want. They will fight them if they want. So with that comes a breaking down of some ideas of morality, like what's right and wrong. Is it wrong to get mad at someone and explode? Is it wrong to be violent? Is it wrong to ignore someone? There are these prescribed ways that that can create a certain experience in a relationship or in a community. And some of that is based on our wounds, where we feel we would get hurt if someone ignored us, where we feel we'd get hurt if someone shared their anger in an explosive way, in a fierce way that could trigger us. And what if we weren't triggered by that? What if we understood that this was their trajectory and that they needed to express this, and that was perhaps very healing for them, for us to just witness? But of course, we're not there. And maybe that's not the destination, but wherever we are, what if we didn't expect others to be a certain way for ourselves? What if we release that codependency and that need for others to treat us a certain way, be a certain way, so that we feel good, so that we don't get triggered? What if we allow ourselves to get triggered and allow them to as well? Or don't interfere with that process and let each person's journey be free and nudge into each other and learn what we need to learn, or experience what is there, what is. So there's a messiness to that. There's a release of control. And when we do release that control, when we find the safety to do so in ourselves or in our healing process, we actually have a deeper sense of control. And maybe it's a deeper sense of trust rather than control, because there isn't the need to control it as much, but the sense of being able to be grounded or navigate what's going on without trying to change it. So this experiential here is to support that shift into a deeper freedom, into shifting energies so that you can collect all your energies back to you and harness your full energetic power, your full creative force, and use that energy however you need to, instead of in sort of sideways ways where you try to get worthiness or value or validation from the outside and expend the energy trying to control people or get certain things to happen on the outside so that you can feel worthy. We're going to skip right to the worthiness, right to harnessing your energy and to that harmony of being collected and congruent in yourself, and seeing that others are on their path and have the agency and autonomy for themselves, even if it looks different in their human form. And this is a reset. So this, as I mentioned earlier in this conversation, this may or may not be what you need right now. And you are that decider of what you need right now. And this may not resonate with you, or it may be exactly what you need. So feel free to tune in and see with me what's best here for you. So if you're ready, feel free to come into a comfortable place where you're either sitting, standing, or lying down, whatever feels right for your body right now. And begin to be aware of what's happening inside. Feel your body from the inside out. And let your energy just peel open. Let any emotions open up and flow if it's possible. Feel free to give your body some touch or contact to increase the amount of safety in your body for your nervous system to feel its container and its capacity. Now, I'd invite you to imagine the color of your energy. And if that's difficult, imagine what color you would be if you were a color. And it may be multiple colors. Be open to whatever it is for you. And let's start with the first level of the collective and the world around you. Invite any of your energy that's invested in the outer world, even in grocery shopping or the political field or the news, the community. Just invite all those energies that are yours back to you. You might even see those colors just magnetizing back to your body. And allow your body to release any energies that belong to the collective. Let it magnetize back to wherever that belongs. Do anything that your body needs to remove certain energies that are inside your body. You might even take your hands and imagine they could go inside your body, pull it out. Take a look at it if you need to. Release it in whatever way feels intuitively right for you. And be aware of any shifts in your body, a breath, a feeling of lightness, spaciousness, a release. Or if there are other places that are calling to you and wanting that attention. And then let's move to a closer level of energetic connection. I'd invite you to imagine a person that you're in relationship with, that perhaps your energies are entangled. You might describe that as, I give a lot to this person, or they ask a lot of me, or if there are any imbalances, you might describe it as feeling tugged on energetically, or that you want something from them and you're not getting it, or you wish they would do something. So imagine that person now. And imagine a clear light circling around both of you together. A crystal clear light surrounding both of you. And this may or may not fit your situation. If it doesn't, just skip it. But if it does, just say to this person, I'm so sorry we had to do it this way. And notice any emotions that come up. And now imagine a crystal clear light circling each of you instead of around both of you, circling each of you. And just see this crystal clear light circling you to gather all of your energies, to gather all of you and the direction of your attention back to you. And see that light around them, gathering their energies, their attention back to themselves. And again, just noticing any shift in your body, any movement, any breath, a temperature change, or anything, any emotions. And as this is happening, see if there's any of your color or colors in them that belong to you, and just magnetize that back and let that light that's swirling around you at any speed that feels right for you, let that help you. And if there are any energies that belong to this other person, let it attract back to them like a magnet. And if this feels right, or you can skip it if it doesn't, you can say to them, "You don't owe me anything," from a place of love. You don't owe me anything. And if it fits, you can say, "I don't owe you anything." I don't owe you anything either. I am free, and you are free. And take a moment, if it's helpful for you, to see the trajectory of your journey. If you could even see it in a line or a timeline or maybe a squiggly line, however your journey looks, your pathway. And next to it, see their journey, their pathway, and perhaps even where your pathways have crossed. And I'd like to add one more piece that I received from my friend Nick Werber, who's a fellow healer and family constellations facilitator. You can say it to this person if you'd like, if it fits for you again, and skip if it doesn't. I let go of the person you were to make room for the person you are today. And I'm not sure if Nick does this, but I would add here, I let go of who I was to make room for the person I am today. And to say these with love, as in honoring all the parts of ourselves, all the past parts of ourselves and others, but releasing it so that there's room for who you are today and who this person is today. And When you're ready, just thanking this person, letting them go, and just being with you and the circle of clear light around you, your energy collected into the core of your being, radiating around you. And feel your energy like a big hug wrapping around your body, fueling you. And this may be a normal experience for you. It may be new to you. Whichever it is, feel what it's like right in this moment to have your energy collected within you, connected to the source of the creative, the source of all existence and energy, to the light and the dark, to all creative power. Notice for yourself if there's any way that it has a visual for you, your connection to source, your connection to totality, but at its deepest level. Your connection to your individual creativity, power, freedom, and harmony. So we're at the end of the experience today, but feel free to do this process over again with other people in your life that you might feel your energies tangled up with. It's great to do this with everyone in your life, just to clean up the energy between you, to feel more of your own personal empowerment and self-loving, and to be able to be loving in the world and to use and harness your energy in the direction that you want it to go. So, checking in with yourself, feel your own body, feel what's happening. Feel free to move, stretch, do whatever is needed, whatever you desire. And it's a great moment to ask your body, your energy, your soul, what do I need right now? What do I want right now? So it's lovely to be here with you. Thanks for tuning in. If you've made it this far to the end, I'm so grateful that you tune in and use pieces of this. And if it's not for you, also that's great as well, that you know which way you need to go. And I look forward to connecting with you again here on the Embody podcast. Feel free to connect with the other experientials at candicewu.com/meditations. Take good care and know that you are deeply free.